guys, it's Jessica Hayes. This week I am back with another lip swatch video. If you've seen my channel before, you probably know that this is one of my favorite kind of videos to make. So recently Tarte Cosmetics came out with a new lip line. This is the Tarte Tarteist Quick Dry Matte Lip Paint. So I will be swatching all 20 shades, and just so you know, the shades are dry at the end so that you can see the true color that you're going to get. So if you guys would like to see all 20 shades of these swatched and a review at the end, then keep watching. Well, that was all 20 shades of the Tarte Tarteist Quick Dry Matte Lip Paint. Such a mouthful to say. Been trying them for about 3 weeks now, and I am a huge fan. I would have to say that these are going to be in the top 3 of liquid matte lipsticks that you can purchase at Sephora. So definitely up there with Kat Von D, Too Faced Melted Matte, and now the Tarte Tarteist Quick Dry Lip Paint. So a little bit about the formula. They are a very thin formula. To be honest, I can't really compare it to anything else. Most thinner formulas I didn't like, because usually they would get quite streaky if they were too thin, but this is a thin layer and it dries so quick. If you aren't very experienced in applying liquid lipsticks, they do dry very quickly. This is definitely the quickest drying liquid matte lipstick that I've ever tried before. It dries down in about 30 seconds. So if you do a mistake, then you're going to have to end up overlapping the product to correct it. So keep this in mind. Maybe you find it easier to apply liquid lipsticks with a lip brush, I would suggest that, or using a lip liner first to get the outline of the lips and then filling in the center. Because yes, they do dry very quickly, so you don't really have much playtime if you are making any boo-boos. So they are a very thin and dry texture. It's definitely one of the more drying feeling liquid lipsticks that I've tried before, but I have actually been using a lip balm with them as well. I've been using this Sol de Janeiro Brazilian Kiss lip balm, because I find that this doesn't break down the product quite as much as other lip balms. I have worn them quite a few times without, and oh my gosh, they last so long on the lips. Now when I'm doing microblading, I wear a face mask over my mouth and I'm talking as well as breathing into the face mask, so usually the condensation will really rub my lipstick off. But I did wear this one here, Salty, and it lasted 8 hours without getting smudged and smeared, and I've tried pretty much all of my other liquid lipsticks under that face mask and they will get a little bit smudged around my lip line. They are transfer proof. While wearing them, I've noticed that they definitely stand up through most foods. Obviously anything that's super oily is going to remove any kind of makeup. The other day I was wearing this color here, Vibin, and I ate a salad which had oil and vinegar on it for lunch, and usually oil will always kind of make it go away from the center. It did, but very minimally, and I also retouched with it and it didn't get too flaky or built up or bally or look patchy after touching up. So I did touch up about 2 times with this one lipstick and it still looked fine by the end of the day. Pretty much all of the lighter shades, even when eating with those, they all stayed on really, really well. They don't really have a smell. They just kind of smell like most other liquid lipsticks that have no smell, which is that kind of, it's not a chemical smell, it's just like a makeup-y smell. No fragrance in them, no strong smells from them, so that is always good. One thing that I'm not a huge fan of is the applicator. I love it for the bottom lip because it's really hugging on that bottom, but when you try to flip it to do the top lip, because of the curve in the applicator, it's kind of awkward when you're doing your top lip. So it's definitely not my favorite in terms of applicators, but it definitely wouldn't be something that would deter me from purchasing it again. So if you're regular on my channel, you'll know that usually the kinds of colors that I go for are a little more on the, I like the edgy, bold colors, and I also like, you know, the greigey toned colors. So there wasn't really anything like that from this collection. Neutralish ones all together in this little box right here. As you can see, through all those beginning colors, they're all pretty similar and they're all very wearable colors. Wearable isn't something that I usually lean towards, and really there wasn't anything that was super unique in this line that stood out to me. A few honorable mentions though. I did really like this color, Homeslice. It was a really pretty coral color. Usually I don't like those kind of corally colors, but there was something about it. It had more of a yellowy undertone, so I felt like it was super flattering on. Another color that I really liked here was Bling. This was one that I wore for a full Saturday and it stayed on so well, and it was just a really nice, pretty, wearable color. It would be a great bridal color if you wanted to do something a little bit deeper toned, rosy on the lips. Favorite in the range was this one here, Fortune. I have a ton of browns, but I feel like this one doesn't look like any of my other browns. It was a little more of a medium brown and it definitely had more of a yellowish undertone to it as well. The only color that I was disappointed in was this one, Friday. I really thought that this one was going to be one of my favorites. Kind of went on a little bit patchy. I did 2 coats with it, so that is what you're seeing right here, the 2 coats of Frye. With 2 coats it wasn't too dry. I don't think that it was gonna flake off or anything, but it makes it a little thicker, a little less comfortable when you have to do 2 coats of that. So these do run for 20 bucks a pop, so they are probably a little more on the expensive side for liquid lipsticks compared to some of the indie brands that you can get. I feel like they're a pretty decent size, and they're also thin, so a little bit goes a long way, so I feel like something like this is going to last you a little bit longer than some of those other matte lipsticks that have more of that creamy kind of moussey application. So all in all, I am definitely a fan of the Tarte Quick Dry Matte Lip Paint. I would definitely recommend them if you like more of that matte, dry feeling liquid lipstick formula. If this is your first time to my channel, make sure you subscribe because I always have lots and lots of lip swatch videos coming up, as well as makeup tutorials. I hope you guys have found this lip swatch and review useful and helpful. If you have, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys next week for my weekly video.